So I'm going to continue on our case study of cyberculture. The documentary Culture Jam, Hijacking Commercial Culture, directed by Jill Sharp, discusses the concept of subverting mass media as a form of social commentary. It looks at the ways in which people are utilising guerrilla advertising to highlight details big business would rather you not think about. In the development of a commercial presence in Second Life, we can only begin to imagine the research of big business in regard to what kind of mind share they are hoping for in this virtual space. We can also see the parallels between Sharp's documentary and the culture jamming which occurs on YouTube, the website consistently being used as a voice for social and political commentary. The concept of culture jamming also references the importance that Manovich places on the user, as it is often the reaction or response of the user in these cases which has greater impact than that of the producer. David Silver's essay on cyberculture studies from 1990 to 2000 helps us to unpack the stages of cyberculture theory and better understand the placing of internet-based media within new media theory. Lev Manovich believes that it is possible to separate cyberculture and new media, identifying cyberculture as a social phenomenon associated with the internet and new media as cultural objects and computing, as Tom mentioned previously. I, however, believe that the two should not be so easily separated. We see the computer as the defining tool of our age, as the Stone Age was defined by stone tools. Manovich's theory on cyberculture separates it from new media merely as communication theory. Written before the birth of Second Life, I see Manovich's theory as short-sighted to the possibilities of an environment such as Second Life, which has the capabilities to reproduce systems, communities, structures, learning environments, forms of distribution, exhibition and fun experienced in First Life. Perhaps we should refrain from using the word reality as it is seemingly becoming problematic. As Second Life opens the possibilities of distribution and exhibition of new media forms while confirming itself as part of cyberculture, we believe that we can define it as an important component of new media. Perhaps on a revision of new media theory, as Lev Manovich predicts is necessary, this type of environment would be defined as new media. As mentioned previously, cyberculture and internet use opens up the issue of online identity. After studying a girl who used an online virtual environment as a type of psychological therapy, Sherry Turkle, instrumental in research in the field, concluded that virtuality need not be a prison. It can be the raft, the ladder, the transitional space, the moratorium that is discarded after reaching greater freedom. We don't have to reject life on the screen, but we don't have to treat it as an alternate life either. Allowing multiple avatars or characters, Second Life, seen by some as a preface to a 3D World Wide Web, gives users the opportunity to communicate, learn and interact with people all over the world. It gives a user the opportunity to learn about social interaction in a different environment that they might be used to, pushing the boundaries previously set in terms of communication in the 21st century. The issue of online identity also raises issues about what is real, what is not, in the case of the user, i.e. the avatar. Living in this domain, one might choose to be more critical and examine more closely their social interactions, unsure if the avatar that they are talking to is a true representation of their First Life self, or if it is in fact an identity created for online use, perhaps an alter ego or fantasy of the user. The question is raised as to whether or not this matters at all. There are also risks associated with the creation of online identities online in regard to issues such as underage users and child pornography. While the administrators of Second Life have communicated that they will not hesitate to involve authorities from First Life, the fact that you can access Second Life from your home computer without anyone really knowing how old you are leaves this issue wide open. While these issues are related to Second Life and will continue to be discussed, from our research into the environment, it appears as though most people are attempting to use this media form in a positive and constructive way. The third section of Silver's essay deals with what he calls critical cyberculture studies. Within this area of study, scholars looked at cyberculture in a broader framework than before, looking toward the social, cultural and economic interactions taking place online. While Second Life and the internet in general paint a picture of a democratic space designed for user interaction, limitations in economic and technological growth denies global interaction. Living in a Western country with my own personal computer, I was unable to access Second Life, as my video card was not updated enough to deal with the high-level 3D graphics. A person living in a third world country that does not have the opportunity to own a home computer is also limited from this interaction. Described as the digital divide, Silver notes that this denial moves past economic and technological means and also exists within the internet itself as newbie snobbery, a language designed to exclude new users from communities. Another issue raised by Silver is that of interface design and how this design facilitates and shapes our interactions. Second Life addresses this issue of participatory design, as per Schuler and Namioka in 1993, represents a new approach towards computer systems design, in which the people destined to use the system play a crucial role in designing it. Therefore, as avatars are able to build the world around them, Second Life links participatory design with a new form of living and communication. Through our research into online media in a new media construct, we can see that the main issues relate to the user, the level of interactivity, and the interface. Our concepts of space, time, reality, hyperreality, and realism are challenged within this space, requiring critical examination for those who wish to unpack it. There is, however, no problem with simply going with the flow and taking these online environments at face value. The impact of these examples of new media depends strongly on the intentions of the user and what they do with this kind of space. The example of Second Life opens up the possibilities of where a hypothetical Web 3.0 might in fact go.